Hello everybody, Martin here, doing another Legacy League with Ad Nauseam Tendrils. After my foray into Doomsday, playing the list, the main deck is the same as it was last time I played. Have a look at it here. I made a couple of tweaks to the sideboard. I've added one Empty the Warrens, which can bring my total up to 2. Primarily because I believe it improves the Eldrazi matchup a little bit. It also improves the Miracles and the Delver matchup. And the concession I've made is I was running 3 Dread of Night as the anti Death and Taxes tech, and I have removed those 3, added the 1 empty, and then added 2 Massacre instead of the Dread of Nights. And it just felt like having 3 cards to that matchup, which I don't think is that heavily played right now, felt a little bit like that was a place that I could afford to cut. And you don't need 3 Massacre. I think 2 Massacre is enough. The only thing, like, I wish I had 16 cards sideboard, because then I would play my one of Chain of Vapor, but as it is, I can't really see what I'm going to cut. But anyways, so I've already played the first round, and I'm going to do a replay of that, and then I'm going to go ahead and play the next 4 rounds, and hopefully be able to record those live. So this is the replay. I recognize the name of my opponent as very likely being someone I kind of know in real life. I've played against that person a couple of times. And that person is always playing Miracles in real life, so I had a pretty good idea that I was up against Miracles. I was on the play, and I got this hand, and this is a turn 1 8 goblins, or it's a turn 2 something more, hopefully. So I'm always going to keep a hand like this in the dark. I have to say I was really tempted to just go for the goblins, but if I was right that this person was on Miracles, then there's a chance they have a force, obviously. But I think I don't mind that risk, running that risk, but more crucially is you have to beat that, as well as by not getting to 10 goblins, we give them an additional turn, and that's an additional turn where they get to find what's it called, Terminus. So anyways, I decided to just lead on Tropical Island into a Ponder here after some deliberation, and obviously I'm hoping to find Probe for next turn, or Pedal Discard would also be great. I find discard, and a land. So what I decide to do as next turn, we have an additional mana to play with, so we can cast a discard spell. We have to go through the Dark Ritual, through the swamp. We don't have an additional black source, so that's a risk. But by drawing Duress now and then Therapy on our draw step, we get to, if the Dark Ritual resolves, we can Duress them, and then we can flashback Therapy, because that's going to be in the yard after we sack LED. So I place them like that, and just pass the turn. And I feel like if we are up against Miracles, and Island Go feels like it, could be Miracles, obviously. Well, so here we go. The classic, if you're them, do I counter the Dark Ritual in case they have Dark Ritual into discard, or do I not counter it because they don't have discard and I'd rather just take their whole hand? My opponent decides to let me keep the resolve the Dark Ritual, and that, barring them having double force, that means we get to go through with goblins today, or at this point. Alright, so they brainstorm in response. I think they are unlikely to hide Terminus on top if they have it. Obviously it won't be on top because they don't have white mana, but to hide Terminus 2 cards down. So, but we'll see. And they show us this hand. And I feel like they know we're on Storm, because Duress, that's basically almost only Storm. And the fact that they are not hiding one of their Terminus leads me to believe they didn't have two and decided to hide one, because that just seems weird. So I think we're like all clear here. So we're gonna take the predict, and then we're gonna flash back the Terminus just to stop them from having Brainstorm missing out. Here we get to do what we want. Play out the ritual, play out the tutor, maintain priority, sack LED, get empty. Empty for 12 goblins. And remember to sack. And take the Terminus. So we're not leaving them with a whole lot of outs. But they did hide their best card, which is top. So I mean, at this point, like if they find a Terminus, it's most likely over. But yeah, well, my opponent is disconnected. Great. I don't know why it's saying that, as this is a replay. So they look here, and thankfully they don't find or didn't have Terminus. But they play a fetch land, so that's like they get to look at 4 cards here. So we just have to hope for it, and they look, they don't find it, they sack, and here we go. Thankfully they don't find the Terminus, so we win game 1, so that was excellent. I think they had a hand that was probably pretty soft to combo, so sometimes that happens. I'll be right back with the sideboarding. Alright, so for sideboarding, my plan is pretty rigid. I bring in the 2 Pithing Needle, I bring in the 4 Decay, I bring in the Empty the Horns and the Tendrils of Agony. I don't bring in Sandset Swarm against Miracles. Like, the only time I would do it would be like on a whim. Like, that, as you can tell, doesn't really make a lot of sense. Basically, like, all Miracles players seem to keep in removal, because, like, in Storm, because they know, like, if it's not Young Pyromancer, it's Dark Confidant, or it's Sandset Swarm, or whatever. So, like, I just really don't want to trade, like, a high-impact sideboard card with a Source to Plowshares. And the fact that Swarm doesn't really resolve through a counterbalance that well, and doesn't really beat a counterbalance once in play, also means that like it's a super swingy card in this matchup. It can be devastating, but I prefer not to bring it in. So anyways, yeah, I bring in these 8 cards. That's a lot, right? So we have to revert from being the combo deck, the fast combo deck. So we bring out the Ad Nauseam, we bring out a Chromox, an LED, and a Petal. We bring out an Infernal Tutor and the Preordain, and we bring out a Ponder. The Ponder is the card I'm least sure about bringing out. That could be like a Cabal Ritual, or I suppose it could be like one of the discard spells, but I like the discard. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the Ad Nauseam, 7 with the Ponder. Oh yeah, and we bring out one of the Passive Flames, because we are not looking to be that much of a Passive Flames combo deck after the sideboard. We just want to be a Natural Storm combo deck, preferably, and they have stuff like Rest in Peace and whatever to stop Passive Flames. So yeah, And I will just go on to game 2 here. And they're obviously on the play, and I actually don't hate being on the draw here, and I am very much considering that as my strategy sometimes, if I have lost a game, to be on the draw against Miracles, but I can talk about that another time. We get this hand. I really like the Needle. I don't like having just one land, but the Brainstorm can dig us out, and I choose to keep it. And they mulligan to 6, and they keep their 6. I don't remember if they scry to the top or bottom. So here they lead on Sensei's top, and okay, we're definitely leading on Pithing Needle then. Like, I don't think I would want to lead on on Needle if they hadn't played the top, because at least not necessarily. Anyway, so we fetch out here. We want to get Underground Sea because we want both black and blue. There is a world where we have to play around, or where we could be looking at playing around Blood Moon against Miracles, but I don't think that many Miracles players bring it in. So here, like, if they have Force, turn in 4 cards in hand, if they have Force, then great, because we have another Needle. But they don't. They just draw with the top to not have it in play, because it's worth more in the hand with a Needle in play, so they can Brainstorm it away. And we name Sensei's top. And like here, I have had Miracles players bring in like Wear Tear against this. And I have actually had my Pithing Needle Wear Teared, and that sucks because the Needle is so good, because the top is so good. But I still think it's probably worth it for us to but Brainstorm away the second Needle. Here they play Rest in Peace, which I'm happy that I don't have Passing Flames in hand. And I'm also happy that I draw land here. We're not in any kind of hurry, so we're just going to pass the turn. It's very key that we have Tendrils in hand, and we're going to be looking at doing like Natural Storm to kill them. And very noticeably here, they missed their second land drop, or their third land drop actually. And we just keep top taking lands, which is great for now. And we just pass the turn again. And they miss again on the land drop, so that's key. And I think about Brainstorming end of turn, but then think better off it. I'd rather have stuff going on our turn. And yeah, just keep hitting the lands, which is excellent. I wouldn't mind having 16 lands against Miracles, obviously, honestly, because just making land drops, draw go, is often very good. So here we get Decay, and now I think I'm going to be decaying that Rest in Peace at end of turn, because, I mean, I could hold on to it for Counterbalance, but Counterbalance without Sensei's top is a lot weaker, and we already have our Tendrils in hand, so if we can just keep making lands, eventually we can just play out our land into the Counterbalance. Some of it will resolve, some of it won't, but yeah. But they play a second Rest in Peace, and then I think probably I'd rather just hang on to the Decay, Brainstorm it away, or we can use it for like a Vanillion Clique, or like if they do draw the Counterbalance. So here I do decide to Brainstorm at end of turn. We get another Brainstorm and a Probe and a land. So here I think we can put back the Needle and probably the Decay. Well, the Needle anyways. Yeah, Needle and Decay, and we're gonna fetch. And we draw empty. So this is very good. We're not far off just being able to do something exciting here. And I think we're just going to go for it, right? Because, alright, so their hand is both a Brainstorm and a Terminus, so that's a bit unfortunate. And like Double Force, Pierce, a whole lot of goodies. I think if they had just made their land drops, then, you know, that would have been great. I suppose if I were them, I would have maybe Brainstormed last turn to try and get towards some lands. I get that you want to hold up Pierce, but you'd still be able to do that. I know, like, I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. But anyway, so like if we make empty, we won't be able to do more than one attack with that, but that might be enough as we're also sitting on tendrils, so we can do like empty now, then a mini tendrils. Anyway, so probe gives us a land. So I mean that could have been better. And we already made our land drop the badlands. So here we brainstorm. We find another probe and a decay. And another land. So we probe into the decay. Oh, sorry, into the island, I guess. And play out our petal, because now we actually need that if we're going to cast therapy to be able to cast the MT. And here I therapy them, and I really just hope they let it resolve, but obviously they're not, so I hope that they force pitch brainstorm so they can't get their terminus on top, but they don't. They force pitching clique. So now they have the brainstorm at the terminus, but it ups our storm count, and now we're actually at a point where we get to cast MT making 16 goblins, and as they can't, barring some real, like an insanely lucky brainstorm, they can't get to terminus until I get a one swing in. That will take them down to 3 life. And we have a tendrils in our hands, so basically we just need to draw a spell and tendrils, because then they can force the 1 copy, but force deals them 1 damage, so they'll be at 2. So yeah, I actually like this play. So yeah, the brainstorm that they have to get now is they have to fetch first. They found a land, obviously. They have to fetch first, and they have to brainstorm and find another brainstorm, and then put back terminus. So they choose not to do that. And we draw the decay. The decay is the spell we need, but we make a ridiculous blunder here. One that I have to say you're never allowed to make. Don't ever make this blunder. Don't ever do this that I just did. What did I do? I played out a fetch land that can't actually fetch out anything, because all of my fetchable lands are either in my hand or in play. And this actually stops me from being able to kill them this turn. And it's crucial, right? Because yeah, no, it's just so bad. Anyways, in the end, I'm pretty okay with that, because I don't think that there is a lot that they can do to come back from this situation where they drop solo and me having tendrils in hand. We basically just get another draw step to draw something. But yeah, so I think about decaying here, but then I think, oh, hang on, I need a land, and then I fetch, and I'm like, oh no, so stupid. Like, the only mana producing land that's left is a swamp, and Scalding Tarn does not get that. So yeah, so they have to brainstorm at end of turn here. Has to be able to terminus, and they do. And so terminus is really annoying on Magic Online, because basically you have to click on each individual creature in play, because you have to choose like in what order they go under your library, which is, you know, in theory relevant, but not really when you're dealing with tokens. But yeah, you have to click through each of these. Annoying. So yeah, they fetch. Now they're at 2, so now they're like dead no matter what, because like even if they didn't tab out for this counterbalance, which they're gonna do, like even if they had like a Flusterstorm, we'd be able to pay for 2 copies with or 3 copies with our Lines Out Island. So it's all good. We draw another LED, so we even have like bonus storm. Yeah, so that's it. So that was really that was funny and like cool to be able to win where you sort of knowingly play out 16 goblins and you know are going to get terminus, but they couldn't prior to being hit at least once. Yep. Alright, well, so I'm off to a great start here, and I'm actually just going to, while I'm recording, jump into the Oh, hang on. I'm gonna jump into the to the queue. So let's see here. Play lobby. Legacy League. Play Leech. Alright. I found an opponent. Ladulus. That name seems familiar. Anyway, we're going to be on the play here. Whew. That's a spicy meatball, right? So we can just... We make 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we just have a perfect Past in Flames loop here. We're definitely gonna just go for it. Make them have the force of will. That's a pretty nutty hand. And they're mulliganing to 6. That's good. 5. Jeez. Alright, let's just make them not have force. Tell you what, we're gonna lead on the pedal for Dark Ritual. Just because if they do have the force, then they are more likely, I think, to force the Dark Ritual. And we'd rather have that happen than have them force our tutor with us being hellbent. Or they could be forcing this pedal. Or they're just bullshitting. And I hope they don't have the force. They don't. So the downside to this is we have no idea what we're playing against. And we can't get to Hellbent with any Archibald Rituals on the stack, so it doesn't matter which order we cast this in. Okay. So this is tricky, right? We do not know what we're up against. They mulligan to 5. So like Brainstorm decks are less likely to mulligan. And non-Brainstorm decks are more likely to mulligan. I mean, that, I don't know. I actually do not even know if that's true, but that's like a hypothesis here. So like, and of the Brainstorm decks, I think combo decks are more likely to mulligan. So like, I would put them on either being like a combo deck, like Storm or something like that, Reanimator, or alternatively like Eldrazi or Death and Taxes. Do I hedge here? I'm gonna feel like such a mope if I draw Decay against the mirror, but we're gonna try. I mean, heck, we might not need it. We might just get another Uber win kind of hand, but yeah, let's see. Ugh, that is an ugly hand. We're definitely mulliganing that. Yeah, we'll keep that. It's not great. But got a bit better. So let's see. Okay, so not Eldrazi, not Death and Taxes. So far, so wrong. So they know what we are doing. But we don't know what they're doing. We're going to try and work our way around a wasteland situation here if we can. Not that our hand can't handle wastelands, but yeah. Okay, so Blast, I'm guessing? Yeah. We're going to be blasting this, which is not good for us, but yeah. So miracles, or yeah, I guess miracles or Grixis. Counterbalance. Okay, well, I'm happy we brought in the 2 decays, but we're not looking that strong otherwise. Just have to hope to get somewhere. They're leaving up clique mana. They're cliquing us on our draw step. Sure, go ahead. I'm guessing they're not taking anything from us here. If they are taking something, it's probably the LED. Yeah. Alright. We're just gonna... Oh, no. Ah, oh, damn it. I clicked F4. Stupid. So that can happen on Magic Online. Jace, sure. So I wonder what they put back here. Probably a 2-drop if they have it. Well, let's probe. See what's up. Maybe we can get to snipe something. They left a 1-drop. That, I guess that means they have force, so we can't therapy force from them. I almost feel like conceding here, but I'm not gonna. So just top deck one of those 2 decays. They're brainstorming. So I would imagine until they find Sensei's top, they're just gonna leave a 2. A 1 on top, and force in hand to just always be able to beat us that way. But we're really at the mercy of the top of our deck now. We have a 1 in 24 chance each draw step of hitting one of our 2 decays. So it's not great. They still haven't found their top. Well, we're just gonna play it out. We might actually, if we find the decay. Also, there's a world where we can play out a Cabal ritual, and they then, like, if they, as I suspect, have kept 1 on top, we'll have to brainstorm and change that, and we can try and resolve the second ritual, and then they force that, and then we have a bunch of 1-drops. So I mean, or oh wow, right? Is there any way we can get up to 18? I don't think so, right? No, bounce one, that doesn't matter. So we're definitely going to try it here, for sure. It will require us to resolve a ritual, at least. So how do we go about doing that? So the issue is, I don't think they're going to let this happen. Maybe I should have let on LED actually, because we don't need that. We need this. Okay, so they forced that. So that's basically game over for us, I think, because they'll just keep the one on top. Really love if they brainstorm here and then reveal a land. That would just be super. But no, they don't. So we're gonna let them show us their one on top here, just still there. Probably even still just a brainstorm. That's a ponder. And we can see. No need to show them the MT. Alright, so at least we know what we're up against now. We get to bring in the full package, and we have to work out if we're going to be on the draw or play. Because I kind of want to try being on the draw. I've done it like once or twice before. Just boarding out all these in a ponder. Alright, so 2 times miracles so far. So I think I'm going to try being on the draw. And like the theory, or whatever you want to call it, behind that is that like the extra card is just worth so much here as we're trying to build to natural tendrils. And we're going to keep this. We're a bit soft to counterbalance. And we're also like, it's troublesome that we are looking at right now wasting a Lotus Petal on a blue cantrip, but we might need to. Let's see what they do here. They don't shuffle, so they might just be slamming counterbalance on turn 2. And we're just going to pass. We could therapy in the dark here and name counterbalance, but I mean, I don't even mind counterbalance that much. Okay, so they don't. Okay, here I actually think I'm going to want to, as much as this pains me, further my mana development. This might draw out a red elemental blast. Okay, it doesn't. And great, we find lands plenty. So we're just going to play this out in Ion, are we? I think we're going to play this out now. This will prompt them to fetch. We might draw a counterspell from this. In which case, I mean, I don't hate that because they don't have the top right now, but yeah, right, we get to play it. Sensei's Divining Top all day long. So at this point, the card I'm mostly worried about out of their deck is probably Vendilion Clique, actually. Oh, Basic Mountain also makes me worry about Blood Moon. So we're just gonna... Okay, they have the Clique, sure. Yeah, actually, I just let them click us here. I don't know if they have the Noose to know to take the Tendrils. They might take the Tutor, or like the Brainstorm, or even the Therapy. And they took the Therapy, sure. So, and we drew a petal that we knew was there, so that's fine. So we're just gonna let them beat us down now for a little while. What is this? They were tapping blue-red, so that might mean wear tear on our needle, or it might mean like Snapcaster Mage into Ponder. Okay, yeah, sure. That means that the beats are a bit more real. And we are looking to be able to draw into some like rituals and stuff. They're leaving up. They don't shuffle and they're leaving up red elemental blast mana. Well, let's just pass. We've got a bit more time. What is really like an insane nail in our coffin right now is if they find like they drop like a meddling majors, or even worse, like canonist. That would be really horrible. Counterbalance isn't great, and I really actually suspect them to blast this. And I also think I can't really afford to fetch the basics that I want here because we can't have just one black source. That doesn't get blasted. Sadly, we draw blanks here. I guess we kind of want the fourth land. We're going to put back the therapy, and then I just have to work out if I'm actually interested in drawing the therapy next turn. Yeah, I don't think I am. Oh, we draw decay right on time. So we're going to pass the turn, and then we're going to... yeah, we are. Maybe we should have tutored for... No, that's not going to work. So yeah, we don't want them to play another 2 mana spell, basically. They don't, so that's good. Let's just tap this to represent Brainstorm. Okay. Well, we're not looking great, I have to say. We're going to ponder. There's a dark ritual and an MT. Well, if we can somehow resolve the dark ritual, then that is awesome. Huh. Well, we're gonna try. See what happens here. Did they just let it resolve? I hope they don't have Clique in hand. So I think, so what we can do is, I don't think we can kill them this turn, but, so we have 3, 4, 5, we have 6, so we actually don't have enough to both, do tendrils and empty. But that's okay. I think we're going to start out by dressing them. Let's see what they're up to. They have... I'm surprised they let me do this. So they have... Double Snap, Double Force, and Fluster. Okay, so we're going to take the Fluster. And... okay, so the issue here is that they can just snap Fluster, actually. So that's not great. That's really not great. We have a therapy on top, but sadly we don't have enough mana to get to it and cast it and cast tendrils. So we might just be dead here. Just trying to work out. I think like finding a, hang on, I'm just going to play out the pedal. I think like finding an LED kind of helps us here. Or, yeah, the Cabal Ritual. But if they counter that, then we're just toast. Well, let's try it. They might just pull the trigger here. No, they don't. Okay. Okay, so basically we can cast Tendrils here, and then they can snap Flusterstorm, and then we can pay for 3 copies. So we have to fetch to do that. We'll go down to 4 life, and then we gain 6, and we go up to 10. That leaves us with an Infernal Tutor in hand. Sadly, though, like, all it does to them is it leaves them with double force snap. So, but I think we have to do that because, like, otherwise we Infernal Tutor for other Tendrils now, cast the first Tendrils, but then we can only pay for 1 copy. They can just force that. So yeah. So I think we just do this here. Who knows? They might not snap Fluster. They might just want to hang on to that because this isn't lethal. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna do it. Makes sense. Okay, so now you get to see the wonder that is Flusterstorm on Magic Online. I guess Flusterstorm in real life too. On paper, it can get a bit confusing. So, all right, we're just gonna let them figure it out. I have had people Flusterstorm their own copies of Flusterstorm in Magic Online before because it's not super intuitively done. Alright, so they've done their business here. Let's see. Okay, so this one, so you can't see me pointing, but like where my mouse cursor is, that copy of Flusterstorm is targeting the highlighted tendrils. So this top tendrils is being targeted by 1 copy, 2 copies, so we're not paying for that. So the second one is being targeted by 1, only by 1, so we're paying for this one. And the third one is being targeted by 2, 4th one is also only 1, so the 2nd and the 4th one, okay, and the 5th one, the 5th one might not even be being targeted by any of them. Oh, hang on, this is confusing. Okay, so hang on. 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th one is being targeted there. Okay, so both the 5th and the 6th. Or is that the 7th? Yeah. 5th and the 7th. The 2nd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 2nd. Okay, so let's just fetch here. Okay, first one, we're not paying for that. Second one, we are paying for that. Third one, we're not paying for that. Fourth one, we are paying for that. Fifth one, we are paying for that. And we're not paying for any more. Let's see if they decide to force any of these. That would be silly. It doesn't shorten their clock. And their clock is actually, well, no, it's still 2 turns, and they have hardcast force and force with snap, so we're dead. Yeah. All right, so we lose this one. Not too bad. Okay, so let's jump into the queue, see if we can get a third opponent. All right, trying once more. Have a 3rd round opponent here. I'm on the play once more. Excellent. And we keep the sand, sure. So we're not terribly fast, but we have probe into therapy, which is nice in case we need to protect ourselves against something like a fast combo deck. And it's Dredge. Ooh, okay. I think this is pretty excellent, and we get to take their breakthrough. Although, I mean, they have the Putrid Imp. Maybe the Putrid Imp is what we're supposed to take, because... hang on. Breakthrough lets them... Excuse me. Oh, come on, stupid Magellan. You have to hold down Z to, like, over a card. If you're in the chat, sometimes it just spams Zs. Okay, so they discard their hand for 1 blue mana. And here, what they do is they just discard the cards they want. So I think actually Breakthrough is the card we're going to take. Also, like, writing down the hand of Dredge usually isn't really a thing, but I'm just going to do it for posterity's sake. Coliseum. I can never spell that. Gemstone. Confluence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So actually, we have 2 brainstorms. I was debating whether or not to play a fetch land to get closer to threshold, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. So taking this breakthrough isn't going to, like, it's not going to be totally, like, a problem for them, but it means, like, if they, like, once they have a Dredger in the yard, which they're going to have through the Putrid Imp, then casting Breakthrough is going to be very good. Especially if they get, like, LED or something. But yeah, that doesn't really matter, actually. Never mind. Breakthrough is just a draw 4, which is brutal with Dredge. So this was definitely the right call. I think, like, people sometimes assume that Dredge is like a good matchup for Storm, like that Storm wants to face Dredge. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think I don't mind facing Dredge, and I feel like maybe slightly favored, but only slightly. It could definitely go wrong. Like, they are quite explosive, and especially like here we have like if we didn't have the LED, if the LED was like a Ponder, then I would be a bit worried. But the day just got better. Pardon my nose, by the way, I'm a bit under the weather. So we don't want the therapy, and probably we can live without one of the fetch lands. I think we're actually going to brainstorm, because we could hit like Dark Ritual LED or Dark Ritual Cabal Ritual. That might be stupid, but hopefully we'll hit something useful, and then next turn, if we don't do it this turn, we can use the Preordain to get on with it. And that was fairly crappy. So what we're going to do here is we are going to hide the pedal, because we don't want that. Then we're going to hide the LED, oh sorry, the tutor. Then we're going to play out the LED. So this way, like if they go crazy and hit double therapy, they would probably need to hit triple therapy here to really get us. It might be enough though, because the brainstorm will have to hit something. But like their first therapy, well, they don't hit a therapy here, so never mind. They can't do anything here other than attack, I don't think. Okay. Oh yeah, actually, never mind. Never mind that at all. They had the Coliseum. They could just go nuts. Ugh. So, we just have to pray that we don't have our hands stripped and that we don't just die. There's one bridge from below, so, and one Archimede. We really want them to not hit therapies here. Not just to protect our hand, but also just to stop them from, like, winning, I guess. Because they need the therapies to get going with creating stuff from bridge from below. Looks like they didn't hit a therapy, so that was really good. Oh my goodness, I am a very runny nose. So we take 2 and draw our tutor, and the third card down was or the next card down is a petal. So, but I think we brainstorm through the petal, and then we can preordain. Well, that was really good. That Cabal Ritual was really good. So we want to do like this. So if we go cast 1 spell, petal is 2, ritual is 3, tutor is 4, passing flame is 5, ritual is 6, tutor is 7, tendrils is 8, probe is 9. Can we, and we can therapy? We're gonna have enough mana, we can go petal is 3, ritual is 6, LED 9, tutor 7, passing flames 3, tutor 6. No, that won't be enough. It actually will just not be enough. So we're looking at here casting Preordain and hoping that it hits either a ritual or an infernal tutor or another LED or a passing flames or a petal. Well, petal won't work. Yeah, actually petal will work because then it's no small storm. So I think that's actually fine. Let's try that. And we hit the ritual. So, or the tutor, I guess, but the ritual works better, I think. So we don't even need to maintain priority here. We just go for the past flames. Cast that. And the dark ritual and the call ritual. And probably sack this now for blue. Get the tendrils. And we're good. Then I'm just going to run to the bathroom and blow my nose. Alright, so for the sideboarding versus Dredge, we don't have a lot. Like, usually I would probably want to bring in something like the Singleton Chain of Vapor, just to be able to have it out in case they have something annoying like the White Ley Line. Some like random Dredge decks will run that. So yeah, we don't have that. I think actually Pithing Needle has targets here, right? We can target Cephalid Coliseum. We could target Putrid Imp. Feels a bit wonky to bring in Needle, but I've never tried it, and I'm all for trying stuff. But in place of what, though? I kind of want all of this. Empty the Horns is weak-ish. But is it weaker than having... Like, that's actually an out to the White Ley Line. But anyways, we're just going to try it here. So let's see what they're up to. It's a very good hand. We're a ritual away from winning. Let's just hope they don't kill us on turn 1. Kill and or strip our hand from the relevant cards. They multi 5. They have an lady. That's not good. Breakthrough or study. Saga lady. Wow. Let's hope they don't have. They're sacking a lady for red to be able to hit Faithless Looting. So, come on, no therapy. Oh, they hit therapy. How many therapies they hit? And they hit triple Bridge from Below, and I think they can actually just Dread Return in Iona. So I think they are going to turn 1 us here. But I mean, why stop here? They have the Faithless Looting mana. They hit 2 Faithless Lootings. So this is how explosive Dredge can be. So, yeah. We are most definitely getting Iona'd. They hit all their bridges. That is so rough. We're just gonna let them play this out. They've chosen Brainstorm. If for some reason Iona is not cast this turn, I mean, that would baffle me. And if for some reason they name Infernal Tutor here instead of Lineside Island, then we have a chance. So what do you say? They take Probe. I guess that means they don't care because they're gonna cast Iona or Dread Return Iona back and name Black. Yeah, alright, so we don't have an out for that, so we're dead. So that was pretty excellent. See, like, I don't think, like, Empty the Warrens doesn't do anything here, because they had, like, 8 zombies on turn 1. So we're going to be on the play here. And I think that's a fine hand. We're dead to the turn 1, but I think we can get through turn 1. We're probably okay. And that was off a mulligan to 5 unless that they just completely crushed us. And they're mulliganing to 6, bottoming their scry. I think we're not going to ponder here. They've shown us, as do many Dredge players, the propensity to play therapy blind naming Brainstorm, and we only get double brainstormed. So we're going to brainstorm. If nothing happens, we're going to brainstorm at end of turn. At end of their turn. Again, they have the LED. That's like the nutty. They might just have the same breakthrough. Yeah. I mean, can't really stop that. I could have brainstormed on turn 1, hoping to hit like Petal Ritual. Okay, they have a therapy already in the yard, so we are up shit's creek. We have to be really lucky. They hit Iona. They hit a Narcomoeba. They don't hit a Bridge from Below, but they have the Faithless Looting, so they get to dredge twice more. They also only hit one Narcomoeba. Alright, let's see. They hit Triple Bridge, so we're dead again. Lovely. Or actually, wait, did they not hit Dredge turn? Or am I just not seeing it? They did not hit Dredge return, it appears. I can't believe that. There are 4 Dread returns in the remaining 21 quests. Am I just blind? Sometimes with like the different tops and fonts and stuff, you mess up. Okay, and they only hit 1 therapy as well? That's insane. Okay, so we are going to be brainstorming in response to this therapy. Come on. Well, Passing Flames is great. So we're going to put back a land and the tutor. They are likely to name the tutor. We want to draw that, and then we want to brainstorm in our next turn, I think. Yeah, they named tutor. It's a wise name. So wait, hang on, no. They have second therapy? Oh, I thought they only had 1 therapy. Never mind. So they're going to name Ponder here, I think. It's a 2 for 1, and that's fine. Yeah. That sucks because it gives us less wiggle room with the brainstorm, obviously. So pretty much we're going to be looking at brainstorming into a dark ritual. I think. And I'm not even 100% sure that'll work. But hang on. Sorry about that, just had to switch off the laundry. Alright. Hang on, actually, I'm just trying to work out if I should fetch first. So what did I put back? I put back a land. We don't want that land. So we actually want like a fresh look here. Alright. Wow, I feel a bit hard done by this Dredge opponent. Like, technically, how many Ichorids do they have here? Trying to work out how dead I am if I don't win this turn. They only found two Ichorids. And they have how many dudes in play? Yeah, 6. So 6 is 12 damage. The Ichorids are 3 each, so that's like 18. So I would drop to 1. That's if they don't hit the Dread Return. If they hit the Dread Return, we're just dead. Because then they get to pull in Iona. And it feels a bit unlikely. They only get to dredge once, but that's 6 cards. 6 out of the 21 cards. And they have 4 Dread Returns. I think, anyways. Might just change my run fewer. Oh, so close. So, is there any way for us to do this? I think there is not. Oh, we're going to put back the land, right? Oh, gosh. So we're going to put back the land in the Cabal Ritual, because that gives us the out. Then they can strip both the Tutor and the Passing Flames. And that way we get to draw Cabal Ritual. And we'll cast it, and in response we'll sack a lady for red. I don't think that wins us the game. We'll have to like Ritual and then Infernal Tutor for LED to start cantripping, but hey, it's something, right? So this means that this only works if oh no, they had the third Ichorid. Oh man. Oh well, then I'm dead. Where was the third one that I wasn't able to look and find? See, 1, 2. Where's the third one? Oh, there's the third one. Never mind. Is it a black creature or just a creature? Black creature. Do they have enough black creatures? Yeah, they have plenty. So we're dead. Let's just make them do it. 3, 6, 9 plus 12. And they hit the Dread Return? They did not. They did hit triple Narcomoeba. I'm just gonna have 6. Oh man. Well, we went from being 1-0 to being 1-2, so we're down to just looking at salvaging our buy-in here. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do the last 2 matches.